The question for me was, do you continue to put personal loyalty to the Conservative Party, which is very deep? I've been in this party, or was in it, since I was 16 years of age. But do you continue to put that above the national interest?
There is hope for the future of Britain. In this video, Robert Jenrick and GB News' Christopher Hope discuss Jenrick's transition from the Tories to reform and the future of British politics. Before we get into the details, if you love diving into political issues and enjoy hearing a principled take on them, then hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to join the conversation. It will help our channel reach a wider audience.
Party. The only way to fix our country is to rally behind Nigel and reform, and I am absolutely delighted to be playing.
It was striking hearing you say he can be Prime Minister, because he doesn't say much about himself, but to hear you say it was a moment for him probably as well.
Well, it's a simple choice for the whole country. The next general election is going to be a very important one, and the public will be presented with Starmer, or whichever left-wing non-entity has replaced him by that stage, or Nigel. It's not going to be Kemi Badenoch. It wouldn't have been Robert Jenrick if I was leader of the Tory party. It's a simple choice. It's Nigel or bust.
And it was
that is why we've got to get behind reform.
And that recognition for you is why you decided to leave the party, not that Kemi Badenoch's doing so well in the polls and now is a stronger position than before the party conference.
No. It's a very difficult...
Because she's very strong now, isn't she, in the polls? Personally?
Well, the Tory party is a percent or two up from where it was 6 months ago, so I wouldn't overstate that, Chris. But the question for me was, do you continue to put personal loyalty to the Conservative Party, which is very deep? I've been in this party, or was in it, since I was 16 years of age. But do you continue to put that above the national interest? And I came to the conclusion over a period of time that you've got to put the country first. And if you want to get rid of Labour, if you want to fix the country, fix the challenges that everyone's facing right now, people feel poor, don't they? Because their incomes are going nowhere, the bills are rising, the out of control immigration, the small boats are still coming, town centres look so down at the moment, crime on the streets, particularly here in London. If you want to fix these challenges, you've got to get a reforming government in after the next election. That's not going to be the Tory party. The Tory party is finished, over, kaput. We've got to have a government that's going to change this country for the better. And the only way that can be delivered is if we have Nigel and reform. So every patriotic person in this country, all of your brilliant viewers on GB News, even if they have voted for the Tory party, as I have, obviously, election after election, have got to put that to one side and say, this is the choice. We've got to get this party into government. And for people like myself, we've got to make it the best version of itself. So it doesn't just win an election like the Tories did in 2019 and then let everyone down with all these false promises and disastrous policies like the immigration surge that we saw. But it
when you were Minister of that department.
Well, I turned it around and then resigned when Rishi Sunak wouldn't do what I told him to do.
Yeah.
The same people, Chris, who made all those mistakes are still at the helm. The arsonists are still there. Are you really going to give them the keys and say, well, come back in? You know, you'll clear up the mess that you made last time. They haven't apologised. They're not sorry for the mistakes that they made. An article saying the Tory party failed the country on immigration, on public services, on the economy. If we are painfully honest and sincere about that, and then change, we might just be given a second hearing from the country. That hasn't happened. The same people are still there. It's Priti Patel as shadow foreign secretary who created the points-based system that let all the migrants in. It's Mel Stride as shadow chancellor who didn't bear down on the welfare bill when he was work and pensions secretary. You know, I can go on and on and on. I've tried to be honest, more honest than anyone else about the Tory party's failures. And I've concluded the Tory party, it can't face up to its past, let alone set out the future. Kemi Badenoch, she can't handle the truth. She can't handle the truth. I am being honest with the British public about what the Tory party did and the fact that it will never be able to change. What I want to do is unite the right. This is uniting the right. It's not a pact or a deal. I know that you and I have debated that many, many times over the course of the last year. And, there were times where I thought maybe that's possible. But it isn't realistic. At the end of the day, the trust with the Tory party is gone. And so many people are so angry and frustrated and disillusioned with the Tory party, they're never going to vote. And in fact, if Reform were to say, oh, we're going to go into some kind of arrangement with the Tory party, rightly, those people would say, you're not my party anymore. So the way to get rid of Labour and to fix the country is for the right to unite around Nigel and Reform. That is ultimately why I made this decision. Everyone should be doing that now, whether it's in the local elections in May, where it would frankly be a wasted vote to vote Conservative, or ultimately at the general election.
We've had some polling done from Merlin's strategy. They say 20% of adults say this defection makes them more likely to vote Reform. Tory voters, 22% say more likely to vote Reform. So there is some encouragement here in polling for what you.
Well, that's very good to hear, and I think I am one of the very few Conservatives who've been consistently making the argument in recent years. I wish I'd been making it since the first day I was in Parliament, but for many years I've been saying bear down on legal migration, stop the boats, do everything we need to, end net zero zealotry, raise people's living standards by getting growth going again in the economy. And I'm pleased to be in a very like-minded party now.
Britain needs leaders who believe that Britain has the potential to do much better than it is doing now. British leaders who are willing to put Britain and the British people above everything else. We need leaders from all walks of life who have the skills, gifts and talents to help Britain rise from the ashes where Britain's politicians have placed it, while serving bureaucrats and globalists over the British people. If you believe that you have the gifts and skills that could help make things better for Britain, would you consider joining a political party that embodies your values and principles? If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.